Tēñsion as Niger Delta militants vows to cripple the economy. The NDL said the militants were not happy with the decision to take $1 billion from the excess crude account by President Buhari's administration in 2019 to acquire heavy weapons to fight the Boko People insurgency in the northeast. Militant group from the 9 states of the Niger Delta region, known as the Niger Delta Liberators, have again put on red alert the multinational oil companies operating in the region of their planned resumption of hostility in the area. The NDL warned them to evacuate their workers from rigs, platform and manifold. The oil-rich Niger Delta has been badly affected by instability. The Liberators also called on international communities and world leaders to, as a matter of urgency, call on their fellow citizens that are working with the multinational oil companies to vacate the creeks of the Niger Delta region before the heavyweight of the NDL Special Trained Striking Force Unit falls on them. The NDL, in a statement issued the Uruguay and signed by Benjamin Owe, also known as Sea Lord, gave this warning, saying the Nigerian government must meet all their demands after they earlier issued a 21-day ultimatum. The statement reads in part, all foreign nationals working in the Greeks with all the multinational oil companies are at this moment advised to leave the region, as all our unit commanders have been put on a red alert to resume Operation Zero Oil Production in this new fresh demand. The oil facilities listed for destruction are the Chevron Major Oil Platform, Shell Major Oil Pipeline, and the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation gas pipeline that distributes from Escravos, Warri, Kaduna, Lagos, and also supply to Abuja. We will bring them all down until our demands are met through proper engagement from the federal government, or else not going back on the 21st day ultimatum issued earlier. And we are going to occupy all the platform locations and major crude oil pipelines until we see a proper channel of engagement from the federal government through these agencies mentioned above, the NNPC Group Managing Director, and most especially the newly appointed Amnesty Coordinator, who has promised President Muhammadu Buhari that he was going to engage all the aggrieved militant groups and stakeholders. The NDL said the militants were not happy with the decision to take $1 billion from the excess crude account by President Buhari's administration in 2019 to acquire heavy weapons to fight the Boko People insurgents in the northeast. This is wicked and insensitive to the peace accord signed with the people of the Niger Delta region, the group added. The militants also demanded the urgent release of the 98 billion gas flare penalty fund to the host communities of the Niger Delta, which are funds domiciled into the Federation account through the Central Bank of Nigeria and multinational oil companies, as payment to compensate the communities being affected by the activities of the IOCs. Thank you for listening to this news. My viewers, the federal government are not doing as they promised. They will promise you, and they will at the later end turn down the promise that they made to you. The federal government are not trying at all, most especially to the Niger Deltans. What have they demanded for? How big is what they demanded for? What the Niger Deltans demanded, is it bigger than what the federal government gets from the community? Is it? I think it will be good. It will be very, very good if these guys go on and do what they promised to do. So by the time they do it, the federal government on their own side will now look at it and say, oh, if we have known, we would have. That is it. You look at what they demanded for. Is it so big? How much have they demanded compared to what the federal government is getting from them? By the time they block the access, the means the federal government are using in getting the oil that serves the economy of this country, that is when the federal government know that they meant what they are saying. For the now, they are still looking at them as people who are joking. But I, for one, knows that these guys are not joking. Yeah, they are not. You watch and see now. Is it not Niger Deltans? Yes, now. Hey, my viewers, this administration is the worst. Is the worst administration that the Niger Deltas has ever experienced. It's the worst. They will make allocation to the Niger Delta. They will not monitor the allocation that they made. They will intentionally pause and leave the person they allocated it to embezzle, to share it to its members before they will now come and intervene. You see, that is one thing our federal government are not getting correctly. Unfairness. Nigerian government has been unfair to the Niger Deltans. Very, very unfair. Look at a oil producing state looking so rough and unkept. How many schools do they have in Niger Delta? Even the local schools in Niger Delta are not even properly kept, and you can count the local schools that are okay in Niger Delta. The rest of them that are not okay are much. So through the allocation given to them, are they not? Is it not through the allocation given to them that the states will now be able to get something and start working on those schools?